Hello, ladies and gentlemen, fans of the USFL. My name is Ray Jennings. I'm the commissioner of the Premier 20-Team League, USFL Fantasy Football League. Here we go with the Central Division. Mark Nemi with the Michigan Panthers, divisional champ last year, went to the final game, the Bassett Bowl 2, came up short. Memphis Showboats out of the South, which was last month's report. James Hayes, congratulations, won Bassett Bowl 2, Season 6 champ. And Michigan was right there. Mark Nemi's always there. Mark's got a great team, the Michigan Panthers. Mark is still looking for a celebrity owner to join him, but he's got Patrick Mahomes. You know, he drafted him a year before. He had an off year a couple of years ago, and he picked up Mahomes on a hunch. Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Travis Kelce, T.Y. Hilton. In a 20-team league, guys, I'm telling you, Mark's got a strong team. He's got Chris Hogan's who did not perform for him this past year, James White. Mark has a very strong team in our 20-team league, and he's going to be right there at the top of the division this next year with the Michigan Panthers. So if you're a Michigan Panthers fan, befriend Mark, cheer for Mark. Let's move on. Chicago Blitz. Chicago Blitz is one of our most competitive teams. Christine and Theo Hooker, newly married couple. Chicago Blitz bring a lot to the table every year. I believe that they have won the division 1 year back, a few years back. Chicago Blitz expect to be right there again. They've been quiet in the off season. I don't think Christine and Theo do much in the off season with fantasy football, but led by Russell Wilson, Ezekiel Elliott, a great draft pick a few years ago. And I remember that night, Phil Wilfong with the Jacksonville Bulls was sitting there thinking that he was going to outsmart everybody, and that he would be the only one not keeping anybody. And he thought he was going to get Ezekiel, and bam, Chicago didn't hold on to anybody in our keeper league. And Christine picked up Ezekiel Elliott a couple years back. That's been ended up being a great draft pick and could be for years to come. But Russell Wilson, Ezekiel Elliott, he's got Jarvis Landry on their team. And other than that, like I said, in our 20-team league, they got Baker Mayfield sitting there too. They can choose between Baker and Russell. Most of the teams do keep a quarterback in our 20-team league, especially if he's a top 10 quarterback. But Christine and Theo are right there nipping at the heels of Mark's Panthers. Moving on, the Houston Gamblers. Scott Boucher's our celebrity owner there. Paul Thompson's been with the league since the beginning. He's our lone Canadian in the league. Actually, John Bassett's in the league too, but Paul is true Canadian, loves the Houston Gamblers, represents well. Had an off year. Aaron Rodgers is kind of let Paul down, as well as the Packers as well. I tell you, this the Alliance League folding like it has, or almost folding, or probably going to fold. I tell you, you know, it's trying to just bar a few bottom feeder players in the NFL. Man, the USFL was great in its days, guys. And thank you, fans, for being here, enjoying us through our fantasy football league. I hate to see the AAL fall like that. They're probably going to fall. It's really tough. USFL had their chance, but you know, the NFL's tough to overcome at this point. We'll see what happens in the future. You know, if we were all owners in our league, true owners and billionaires, we would make this thing happen again. That's for sure. A lot of passionate guys in our league, and Paul Thompson is one of them. Most of these guys are on Facebook, and you can follow them or find them along the way. But Paul does have Aaron Rodgers. If he can just turn things around. He's got DeAndre Hopkins. Mike Williams is sitting on his team. He does have D.D. Westbrook, who had a pretty good year this last year. But Paul probably has a few smart moves to make. Draft's always important. Paul is going to fight to try to be competitive this year. It's tough when you've got Mark and Christine and Theo Blitz, and the Panthers have been at the top of that league almost every year. And then you've got Oklahoma Outlaws, Kyle Smith, founder, president of the USFL project. Kyle every year does a live draft from his studio, and it's usually a lot of fun, a lot of dry humor, and Kyle's pretty funny. He picks on me a lot during that draft. But Oklahoma Outlaws definitely bring a lot to the table. Keith Clark is celebrity owner there, and they have been nipping at Mark's heels too. Michigan, Chicago, and Oklahoma have really dominated in the Central. The Houston Gamblers have competed before, but tough division. Has probably been the toughest division most every year here in our 7th season. And the San Antonio Gunslingers, Jake Matthews. Jake brings a lot to the table, loves fantasy football. Can't get nothing get by Jake. I tell you, Jake and Kyle have a history. Oklahoma Outlaws, San Antonio Gunslingers have a history. You know, Houston Gamblers, Paul Thompson has a little history with the San Antonio Gunslingers. Paul loves the Cowboys, and Jake hates the Cowboys. So you got something going on there. Chicago stays pretty quiet under the table, and Mark is just the nicest guy who kicks everybody's butt. So that's your Central Division report, guys, and stay tuned. The Atlantic Division will be coming in May. Have a great April.